Hello Pirates, we are going to winterize a 2020 StarCraft Autumn Ridge travel trailer. Winterization is pretty easy. What you got here is antifreeze that we're going to put inside the water lines. This is food grade antifreeze. Still don't want to drink it, it'll give you the trots. But it's really simple to understand. We need antifreeze in the water lines but not in the water heater. So what we're going to do, we start by locating the water pump. There's a couple of steps we have to do before we can actually put antifreeze into the water lines. But step one, locate water pump. Usually next to the water tank. So wherever your water tank is, you can find the water pump. This one, you can see this guy right there, that's our water pump. And we've got our winterization hose. It's got a little valve on it, so we're going to open that. Oh, sorry about my shitty camera work, but here we go. Turn that so that it's in line. So now we're flowing through this hose. We're gonna put our peak shit in there. Shove that fucker down. There we go. Some bitch. Tell me no. All right. Now, so that's set. Now to bypass the water heater, there's usually a flash wall there. That's kind of fun to get to. And typically when you have these type of valves, wherever the valve is facing is the way the water's flowing. So right now it's flowing into the tank. We don't want that. We want it to bypass. So we're going to close that one, and then we got one at the hot as well. Close that one. So now our water heater's bypassed. We'll have to drain it, but right now when water tries to come into, instead of going into the tank, it will go around and just loop back through. Which is good. You never want to put antifreeze into your water heater, because if antifreeze gets hot, it gets pretty nasty and smelly and corrosive. So there we go. So our water heater is relatively prepped. Now it's a matter of getting my fat ass out of there. There we go. All right. So turn on our water pump. Got a little bit of power there. And we start with the cold side, just to not waste antifreeze. And we wait for it to turn pink. The way I do it is start with your cold intake here, run that till it's pink, then go through the circuit into the bathroom, then run all your colds. Start then, after your shower and sinks, start at your sink in the bathroom with this particular water type, this water system. Then you'll go to the hots and work our way back. So run cold and just wait till it to turn pink. Have a dead battery. Okay, pausing this. All right, now that we have flowing water, it was just a matter of power. Turn off some lights here. There we go. So there we go. Yay, pink shit in the sink. Yay. All right. Do the toilet, wait till it runs pink, some in the tank. Until it goes pink. Then we start on the hot side. Wait for it to turn pink. Close enough. Come back and do the hot side on here. Perfect. Now we're coming back to the kitchen sink. Now all I've done is made a circuit here. Started with the cold side because that's where the water comes in, and went back to the bathroom to the cold side, then the hot side because it's closest to the water heater, just to not waste antifreeze, because this stuff can get expensive. It's about 10 bucks a jug, and if you're having to put 2 jugs in, I might as well, you know, that's extra 10 bucks. But if you work smart, you don't have to do that. So, with the pump still running, I'm allowing it to get some air in it and get all the antifreeze through that line. Take my extra antifreeze, and if you really don't want to waste anything, you pour that in your P-traps just to keep them from freezing up. We don't really have to do this quite as much in Texas, but you Kansas City folks probably definitely want to know how to do this. All right, so our jug is now empty. Now the next step, once we've got antifreeze in the water lines, turn off the water pump, we have to drain the water heater to make sure all the water is out of your unit. You also don't want to leave any water in the tanks. So this is our water heater. I'm going to open this up. This is an Atwood 6-gallon water heater. It is propane only, which doesn't really make a shit. Now the way you drain this, you've got your high pressure relief valve here. This is really just to relieve the pressure. If it gets too hot, it's going to blow, and that's a good safety thing to have. But it also works in your favor because you don't want to take all the water out of the system with it under pressure. Because as soon as you pull that plug, it's going to spray on you, and sometimes that stuff can get smelly. So you relieve the pressure there first. This is a 1516 plug. So our 1516 socket, I'll stick it on here, see if I can do this one-handed. Nope. All right, we're going to gently lift that up out of the way. One second, let me get this on here. I know, professional camera work here. This is great. All right, now we're going to loosen that plug. We should be able to just get it by hand from here. Yep. And it comes glug-glugging out. Close that back up, just let it drain. Get in there. Yeah, professional. There we go. All right, now to drain the tanks. Oh, this one's already open, good. But you see you've got the gray tank with the gray handle, black tank with the black handle. It's real hard to mess this up. You never want to drain your tanks if you've got poo-poo in your black tank. Always want to make sure that that goes into a proper receptacle and not just on the ground. It can be hard on ecosystems. Okay, so that's that. The water tank itself may have a little water in it. We're going to go ahead and drain it. And on this unit, it is located. Typically, your freshwater tank drain is going to be located next to the water tank fill. So, yep, right there. Open that guy up and let it drain. And that, my friends, is a winterized unit. To recap what we did, you bypass the water heater. You put your antifreeze into the water pump. You got to set the valve on that. And not all units have that. So if you're in like a fifth wheel, or if you have a water intake and you can hook a hose into that intake and pull it out through the water pump from the outside. But specific questions, you'll need to see your manufacturer on the winterizing your specific unit if it's different than this setup. Or holler at me and I'll be happy to answer questions. But what you do, again, hook up your antifreeze to your water pump, turn your water pump on, make sure your water heater is bypassed. Then you just run antifreeze through all of your fixtures until you have pink coming out, at which point you can then take the leftover antifreeze and put it inside the P-traps. So shower, drain, sink drain, and your toilet. Then drain your water heater and drain your water tanks. And that's it. Yeah, easy as that. And just industry term, that pays an hour. And we're $140 an hour. So there you go.